Everything homemade!
Hi you guys, I'm Rita Peterson with Everything Homemade, and I'm going to teach you how to do sausage. This was a very challenging video as it took us over 10 hours to make the sausage that we do every year. So here we are. This is the machine that we're using. It's my father's. He lets us borrow it, and we are literally grinding up the sauce or grinding up the meat the day before. And so we have beef, we were grinding deer, and we were grinding goat. Now we have got all this meat prepared in tubs about 4 months ago when we were butchering, and what we did was just freeze the meat, so when we have a good weekend to do sausage, then we take it out 2 days beforehand because these tubs are big, and then we thaw out all the meat all together, including all the different kind of meat, so beef, deer, and goat. We ground here 253 pounds of meat. So you can see there's a shield there to your left. That's to catch some of the meat from the grinder kind of flicks out of the machine. And that's just so it doesn't flick all over the kitchen. My kids are helping here. They're doing an awesome job, but this is a very powerful machine. Make sure you don't leave your kids unattended. My kids are well behaved. They listen well. They know the dangers. Never put your hands in that machine. And they have not, I'm right there with them, putting the meat into the I guess the little holder there that Nova's pushing the meat. And so just make sure you watch your kids, okay? In a moment, you'll see, I'll give you all the specs and serial numbers for this machine. And it is very, very efficient. It took us less than 2 hours to grind 253 pounds of meat. So thank you to my dad who lets us borrow this machine. It is a time saver. That's goat that Orion is grinding right there. That piece was a little bit too big, so I'm there cutting it up to make sure that the pieces are a little bit smaller. And Nova's helping us there. And so the day before, we grind everything up. And that's really important. Otherwise, it's just too much in one day. So just take a look. The other thing that I want to say is when you start making sausage, make sure you read the recipes that you're going to use. Make sure you have all the ingredients, everything from the casings to the ingredients. Make sure you have everything you need for sausage making day or weekend. I will include recipes at the end, so all the recipes that we use, plus a chicken recipe that I've used for many years. We didn't do chicken sausage this year, but this is a recipe that I've made up that is awesome. So everything will be at the end of the video when it comes to recipes. They're all written out for you. Again, that shield right there, you can see how dirty it is. Makes a big difference just to put, it's just the lid of a Rubbermaid, but it makes a big difference. Otherwise you're going to have all that meat splatter everywhere on the kitchen floor. Not fun at all to clean up. So here is cleanup time. So when you're done the machine, make sure everything is cleaned up with soap and water. They're drying there on the towel. And here it is, all done. That's goat there that you see in that bowl. So we did 82 pounds of ground beef in that one, 59 pounds of ground beef again in that tub, 63 pounds of ground beef in that tub, 34 pounds of deer, and then 15 pounds of goat. So that's kind of how we separated it. So we weighed each tub with the meat and we know exactly how much it is. This is the machine, you guys. So after things are ground, my husband did some of the conversion here on the board, and this is taking the recipe that I have from 1 pound to how many pounds that we are doing. So this is what we wrote on our whiteboard. Like I said, all the recipes are to 1 pound at the end of this video. So don't get worried about copying this quite yet. But this is what we did. So with those recipes, there's a lot of prep that needs to get done. A lot of the peppercorns that you see here, I grind up fresh for the sausages. Nothing like freshly ground spices. A lot of the nutmeg is ground fresh. Um, Cumin is ground fresh. Um, Anything that I can grind fresh, I will do in my little coffee grinder. And I prep that already. So right now I'm just grinding enough pepper for all the recipes because there's a lot of pepper in the recipes. And I keep grinding as I go and as I need. So just a little bit of prep work with that. There's nothing like a little coffee maker in your kitchen. So handy. I use it for everything but coffee. Anyway, so the other thing that I want to do is this is the soy sauce I use. This is a soy substitute. It's actually fermented coconut syrup. Worked awesome in the teriyaki goat sausage. Absolutely recommend it if you don't want to use soy sauce. So this is me, and it was really easy just to take a whole bunch of film and put it together because like I said, this is over 10 hours trying to put everything from over 10 hours of what's happening into a 30-minute video. So right now I am literally looking at that whiteboard with all the conversion. So we converted 1 pound to however many pounds are in each tub. And right now I am literally just putting all the ingredients into the tubs, everything on top. Is what I'm doing right now. And I'm looking at the board and I'm putting it in recipe by recipe. And you'll see in that bowl to my left, that's the goat. It has all the ingredients on there, but I have not yet mixed it. And when you're mixing, it's really, really important that you really thoroughly mix these. Now, I do it by hand because I'm dealing with a lot of meat. I don't got a big mixer. And you really want to have the fat emulsified in with it. So you want to mix, 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 and mix till it gets sticky. And there's a video of me with it, and it's literally sticky. So when it's sticky, it's well mixed. And you want to really get that fat mixed in and activated into your sausage, and that'll make your sausage meat actually hold without any artificial combiners, because everything in our sausage is 100% natural. Okay, so with the raisins in the Spanish sausage, soak them the night before, because with any dried fruit, it's actually going to absorb the moisture in the sausage and make the sausage really hard to work with when you push it through the meat stuffer. So you want to soak your raisins the night before. Just however much raisins, put like a centimeter of water over those raisins just so they absorb the moisture. And here I am mixing, mixing, and mixing all the ingredients up, and you just keep on going. In this tub here, there's 63 pounds of ground beef, so there's a lot to mix. Good exercise for the arms, I guess, eh? So make sure everything's mixed well from the corners to the middle. You want to really move that meat around and get everything mixed very, very thoroughly. So take a look. Look how sticky it is. That's the consistency you want when it's done. Nice and sticky. Once it's sticky, you have activated the fat, and it's thoroughly mixed, and it'll really, really make nice sausage the next day. So we did 34 pounds of deer. That's all mixed up. Here's the Spanish. We did 63 pounds of Spanish mixture out of beef. Here we did 59 pounds of Italian beef. And you notice that I label everything so nothing gets mistake. That's goat. And then 82 pounds of just grind that we did not mix, because that'll get packaged actually into 2-pound packages of ground beef. So here it is when it's done. We put it in the cold storage. It's about 2 degrees in the cold storage area. It sits overnight. So we grind and mix the ingredients, then we set it in the cold storage overnight so the ingredients get to mingle with each other and the meat. Sausage making day. There's Ocean. She's cutting some strings. We use them to tie the ends. You can definitely get specialized sausage stuff here for it if you want to. We don't think it's necessary, but you guys can surely go for it. We just cut the strings off before we fry the meat. We just cut the strings off at the end, and no big deal. You need a pin. So there's my push pins. You need a pin to puncture the end of the casings when you put it through the machine. There's our sausage stuffer. It's a smaller one. It's 10 pounds. Stainless steel. Works great for now. And I always have bowls out, big bowls. There's the casings. The casings are collagen casings. I really like using collagen over, let's say, a testine. One, because it's not pork, and two, I don't got to worry about the watery and the messy business of intestines. Have a packing machine of some sort. We use to make sure they're air locked and airtight, packaged. Put them in the fridge. On sausage making day, I always have room to put the bowls in the fridge, so if we can't get to all the sausages right away to package as we go, they're at least chilled. So I reorganize my fridge there. So here's a little bit of a demonstration. I'll go into detail in a moment, but John, my husband, is working the machine, and my job is to twist, twist, and twist and make sure the sausages are about the right size. And I'm in control of the tying and the twisting and putting on the casings. So that's my job. My husband's job is to fill the machine up and keep the machine going, and the kids' jobs were to package the sausages up as we go. So it's definitely involves the whole entire family. So you can see me cut off. We do 7 sausages, and I tie one end, and then I tie the other end of the casing to start the new ring of sausages. Snip it in the middle and put those sausages in the bowl, and I prick it. One prick at that end every time you start a new chain of sausages. You hold that end tight for the new one. You get that one on, twist it one direction, and you're good to go. When you're doing the next one, you twist the opposite direction. And you do the next one, and you twist the opposite direction that you did before, always using both hands and guiding. This is going to take practice, you guys. The first time we do it every single year, my hands are clumsy, but just to get the feel of it, to work with the casings, and your husband working. He can't just push that sausage mixture, really fast. We kind of have to really work as a team. So it's just working together and making sure you do the opposite when you twist. Otherwise, your chain is going to untwist on you. So my husband here is just filling the machine up. He has one gloved hand, and that's just because he's touching the meat always with that hand. The other hand, he's cranking with the machine. So in the fridge, we've done over 100 sausages already, at least. In that little glass bowl, you see some extra meat, and that's just when we clean out the sausage and we change meat. We clean it up, and we take the extra out, and we fry it up the next morning. So lots of good sausages already made in the bowls. So we're almost done here. We're working on Spanish sausage at the moment. I can see the little bit of raisins. And he's just filling that up, pressing it down as much as he can. And you'll notice my husband making funny faces and stuff. That's just my husband. So he puts it in the machine, And we need to now put the casing onto the machine. Now we're just using like a supper size casing. You can use any kind of kind of casings you want. Totally depends on you, but I like collagen because I know they're the ones that I order 100% beef, as we do kosher sausages, so nothing's pork. That's just personal preference. We don't cut the meat with any pork. It's 100% beef, 100% deer, or 100% goat, or 100% chicken. And we have great success. Everyone loves them. Everyone wants to buy sausages off of us. Um, they're so good, so natural, and really awesome over the campfire too. So again, tie it off, prick it, hold it tight. My husband gets going with the machine, and out comes the mixture. Hold that tight, otherwise you're gonna sometimes explode. Once you got that first one going, you're good to go. One direction, then the next direction. Right, left, or however you want to do it. And if you do a couple the same direction, my goodness, I do that sometimes, no big deal. As long as you try your best and go twist the opposite direction as much as you can every time. If you do have air bubbles and you notice that you get some air bubbles in there, just prick it with that pin. It definitely helps. Otherwise, sometimes it creates these big bubbles. You'll see it when you get going. That's why the pin's there. But if you start and you really work with those casings and you prick the first one, normally you don't have to. So we do 7 in a row just like that. So I'm going to tie off the end here again. A lot of tying. Again, if you don't want to use a string, definitely go to the store. You can buy other ones. No big deal. So cleanup time. Always clean your machine. We clean the machine also in between all the different flavorings. So the deer, the goat. If we had chicken, we would do chicken too. Just a lot of cleaning. Just make sure things are tidy. That way you're not spreading anything, and keeping everything sanitary. So the next big thing is packaging. Ocean and Orion and Nova really gave a big hand here this year for the first time to really head up all the packaging by themselves. We label everything. We make our own bags with the machine, and that way they are less chance of getting freezer burn throughout the year as we make them, because we make enough sausage for 1 year. So this year we did 714 sausages, which makes about 102 packages for us. We always give some packages to both sets of parents, John's parents and my parents, as a little treat for any new flavors that we did. And this year we did teriyaki. Goat. This year was the first time doing goat, as we usually do chicken, but never had chicken this year, so we did goat, and my word, was it good. That recipe I made up was exactly how I wanted it, and I can't wait to do goat again. It was just absolutely delicious. So this year in the freezer, we'll have goat, we'll have beef sausages, and we will have deer. He didn't quite cut it right there, so he's just going to do it again. And so we freeze these sausages for up to probably about 8 months by the time we use them all. We go definitely heavier in the summer, and nothing like cooking sausages over the fire. Oh, on a hot day, we cook them over the fire at home, and man, it is just delicious. There's Annika watching her big sister grab um, a ring of sausages there to put it into the pack for Orion to vacuum seal. It's also very quick and easy meals, and healthy too. And that's what we like about this so much. They're just herbs and spices and salt. That is it. No fillers, nothing else in it. And this is our 4th year making sausages. Hi everyone, I'm Rita Peterson, and this is the ending of sausage making. It took us from 9 a.m. yesterday all the way to 10 o'clock at night to get all that sausage made and packaged and in the freezer. In total, we did just over 102 packages. We did just over 700 sausages that day. And this morning, we fried them up, didn't we, you guys? So when we cleaned out the stuffing machine, those little bits we keep. And the next morning, I make like little meatballs, meatballs with it. And we fried it up. And it's to taste the flavors of sausage. And the new flavor that we made was the teriyaki, was the goat. And how was it, Ocean?
Good.
It was good, Orion?
Very good.
It was delicious. So my made-up recipe turned out awesome. And next year, hopefully, we'll have more goat. So what happened to that other tub, you guys? Because there's still this 82-pound tub of ground beef. What are we going to do with that? Well, to conclude it, we're going to wrap it all. So all this is going to be wrapped and put in the freezer. So I figured I would just kind of hang on this on the sausage video because it does go with the sausage video. It's what we do at the end with all the grinding and whatever is left. Now, what if you run out of sausage casings? I've done that before. Just make it into hamburger or ground beef packages, so that way in the future you just take it out and it's already flavored. So we're going to go through what we do and basically show. Are you ready, you guys? So I'm going to put this down. So we do a little bit of a assembly order here. Ocean is going to be stuffing this container. This container is 2 pounds of 2 pounds of meat in here. So find a container that works. So we stuff this, and I know every package is the same. Every package is about 2 pounds of ground beef. So that's our measuring. So Ocean, you can start stuffing that. So what she does is she scoops it in, presses it down as she gets a little bit more. That's right. So then just watch me for a second. So then she wants to press it down and keep filling as she goes until it's right full. So just like that, okay? Mm-hmm. So she's going to fill that up. Orion here is in charge of tape. Now, Nova, why don't you come around here with that camera? And what he's doing, he's actually putting tape on my table. So when I'm wrapping, I can just grab a piece and there I have it. Now we just use packing tape, nothing special. I find out of all the years of packaging meat, packing tape holds the best, and we just keep using it, inexpensive. Okay, so he's gonna get me some of that. What I have already is pre-cut pieces of proper meat paper. And all I do, you can go around there again, Nova. All I do is roll my big roll out, making sure that the waxed side is facing up, because you want your meat on the waxed side. And I just kind of know from the years of experience how big I want my sheet. Okay? So we're looking probably about 18 inches by, I don't know, just over a foot, something like that. In all honesty, all my paper is different sizes. I just eyeball it up, and you just get used to it about how much you want, okay?
Is this about good?
So if you take a look at Ocean again, she's got that full. And so now what's supposed to happen is Ocean grabs a container, she puts it into the middle, and then basically comes out like that. She fills it again. Orion is supposed to take this and push it this way, and I wrap. So once we get going, that's kind of what's going to happen, okay? So when I wrap this up, try to get that more centered, Ocean.
Yeah.
Try to get it centered more, okay? Mm-hmm. So when I have this here, I'm no expert wrapper, but kind of go like that, tighten it, grab a tape. Just put some tape there. Hold your spot. Just quiet with that tape for a second, Orion. And I basically am literally wrapping this like a present. Just come over on this side, Ocean, or Nova. Sorry, you guys, I can't get my kids straight here. And basically, literally wrapping this like a present. And this is where it's nice to have the tape already ready to go, what Orion's doing. And the other thing that I forgot is a marker. So just watch Ocean there, Nova, for a moment while I go get my permanent marker. Thank you. Okay, so the other thing what I've done is I just label it beef. Now I know that all my packages here are beef, but occasionally we do have ground deer. We hold deer to ground. We might throw a goat to the ground. They all look like these same packages, so I write beef or I write goat, or I can go G, ground beef, whatever. However you want to label it, label it. So then I throw these off to the side. Now, a word of warning, okay, that you might not think about, either you're not very experienced with wrapping your own meat, is the more packages you have on top of each other, the higher chance that fresh blood is going to come out of your packaging. Okay? What are you looking for, buddy? So what happens is when I stack 3 high on the table here, so we'll have about 40 something. But I package it into the freezer. What I want to do is I want to stack no more than 4 high, and I want to make sure I kind of almost spread it over my 2 or 3 freezers. I wait 2 days so it's a solid freeze, then I start stacking them. So I rearrange all my freezers, my sausage, everything, once I got all the meat in, and I stack however high, but they're frozen. If you stack tons, like if you stack 6 or 7 high in your freezer while they are not frozen, the pressure on the bottom 2 or 3 will actually push the blood, because there's always blood in meat. It'll push the blood, the remaining blood, out of the meat, drip down into your freezer, freeze 2 or 3 packages together, and you have a mess. Trust me, I know this from years of experience. We have been packaging meat ever since we got married, and which is like 12 years now, eh? And I grew up with meat, but watching your dad, watching your parents, you miss all these little details that when you finally do it yourself, you realize. So spread your meat out till it's frozen, reorganize your freezer after, and you will keep a clean freezer without any packages sticking together because of the blood. We hang our meat quite long, 2 weeks for our beef, which is a kosher hang. But even then, there's always some blood in your meat. So with that, we are just going to keep packaging and keep going here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was a very challenging video to take with so much happening. I hope it really helps you to clarify how to make sausage without fillers, without additives, to make it simple, tasty, and healthy for your family. See you guys on the next video.